We've been on here 2 hours. I wanted to kind of cap it at 2. We're gonna go just a little while longer. We got our last guest coming up in here.
We ain't got nothing to do. Let's go.
Hey, all right then. We got Omar the Great.
Omar the Great.
Yeah.
Like Alexander the Great?
Nah,
what
like
the heck? Oh, I'll be right back.
Did he just say he'll be right back? What in the hell?
Yeah, hey, I'm doing something right now.
Omar the Great, what's going on, boss?
And you got me right off my screen. Look like I'm blurry. Got some of that Thanksgiving prime rib, that Christmas prime rib juice on it.
No.
You guys want me to get headphones? You want me to go get headphones, or do I sound okay?
You good?
Okay, cool.
Yep, you
Hey,
good.
Omar, I got this tracksuit from Puma. I'm 6'4". Get you one. You're 6'6".
Yeah, is that right? It make you get your huh?
Yeah, man. They fit. So I'm just gonna go.
It's a problem, man. People sleep. Big man problems are real. Nobody makes sleeves the right size ever.
I don't know. Yeah, ever. I don't know how the hell you fit in that car at 8 Mile. But
I didn't. That was the joke. You got to make do with what you got.
Oh man.
For anybody that don't know, Omar Miller, excellent actor in my opinion. I think underrated actor in my opinion. I think kind of overlooked at this point. Even with the new show that you got going on, The Unicorn on CBS, I think that's a very good show, man. It's a great show for you. I think you shined on Ballers. I think Ballers more than anything, you really got an opportunity to shine. I think some other movies and shows that you've been on have kind of been overlooked, but I really like The Unicorn, man. I like seeing you in that.
Thanks, bro. I mean, The Unicorn is something I'm really proud of. I tell people all the time. That one, it's funny because you do different stuff and you never know how people are going to respond to it. There's no way to know that. But The Unicorn is a show that's a quality show. Like we're saying something that's of quality, and that means something to me. I could get more light. I could be farther down the road in my career if I was willing to do some stuff that I'm personally not down with, but that's just not who I am. So I'll take it as a Lord doles it out. I'll be all right.
Yeah, I get it. And that's what I like about the show is because I know you. It's almost like I get to see, the side of you that I know on the show. You know what I mean?
That's what you're going for as an actor. You're trying to portray honest authenticity in an imagined scenario. And for me, all of the characters that I play, I got to draw from something real. This one is a lot easier to draw from something real based on the family structure, based on who the guy is and what he cares about, So I appreciate the plug, man. We're on our way up with The Unicorn. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I actually I bet you, Shawn, we haven't talked about this, but I think I saw Omar in something even before you. I'm a big West Wing fan. That's Omar. That's OG Omar.
I didn't watch
Orlando Kettles.
Yeah.
I did one episode. You know what's the first though? Is that's where I met Dule Hill, and then we ended up working together for years on Ballers.
Oh man.
And Dule Hill is one of my favorites as well. Psych and West Wing.
Yeah, he's a great actor. Yeah. Man, you could have seen him live on stage. Last year, he did a show live on stage about Nat King Cole, and it was incredible. Whoa. It was incredible. He's a really talented guy, man. There's a lot of talent out there that just like in sports or in any field, there's a lot of talent, and there's so many different levers in society that have to get pulled for the talent to meet the project or the spotlight that then makes everything erupt,
Hey, Omar, come on, man. I hope you don't disappoint me. I'm asking you this question. Man, you're 6'6", man. I'm 6'4".
Yeah.
You tell me you play football. Tell me you play football, man.
On the West Wing, you did.
No. Forget all that acting stuff. He's a great actor. No. You better have some pads in that house or a helmet somewhere.
Let me tell you something. I got recruited to play football since I came out the womb. Because before I busted my leg up, I was a giant that could move and really move. But because of that, this is interesting. I actually ran away from football. I got offered scholarships. I got a crazy story for you. I went to school at San Jose State, right?
Yeah.
And one night I was out on my brother's fake ID at a club dancing. I'm dancing. I took this girl out, and this dude in a 49ers jacket is eyeing me. We're on the dance floor. Me and the young lady, we gay. Boom. We're out there getting it, blah, blah, blah. I see the dude in the 49ers jacket in the corner like this.
Wow.
I'm like, okay. What? Hey, baby, yeah. But for an hour, my man is on me. Eventually, he comes over to me. He goes, hey, kid, how much you go? About 310, 320? I was like, yes, something like that. I said, at the time I was 21 years old. I hadn't been on a scale. Didn't matter. I was like, I don't know, something like that. All right, look, kid, it's too late this year, but I can guarantee you I get you on the practice squad for next year for the 49ers. You see these? Brings up his hand. He's blinged out. He's got all of the 49er championship rings.
Oh, man.
I later became friends with Vernon Davis when Vernon was on the 49ers and found out that the dude was a player personnel scout. And he came up to me in the middle of a date and told me he liked how I moved and he could see my footwork. And he had a practice squad contract for me as long as I was disciplined and was able to show up.
Damn, those were some dance moves, man.
I was like, what? I was
getting it. Okay.
Big ass robot.
He saw the airwalk. He was like, he's the one.
He was getting it, huh? He was getting it. Okay.
I was out there skating, boy. And so
big man can move.
And so that's the closest I ever got to actually, lacing up the pads. I played, but we played street football. We played, turkey bowls. We did stupid stuff. We played football with no pads, tackle football, no pads and stuff like that. But I was a baseball player. I played baseball and I played basketball. And I wish I would have never picked up a basketball because that's what busted up my body. I might as well play football.
Hey, I got two questions for you, and then I wanna get to the fans' questions and also get to a little bit of boxing before we let you go. But I want to shout out the Express. You did the Express, the Ernie Davis story, and I'm just shouting that out because that's Cleveland right there, man. That's the Brown, and that's where my heart is, especially right now with a tough loss.
Tough hell. I thought y'all had that game, like no doubt, and so did they. And they came in there and played spoiler on you.
Yeah, well, and we went in there with half the squad, so
Yeah, that didn't help. I saw Jay Glazer this morning talking about they had the walkthrough in the parking lot trying to get dudes up to speed and the whole song and dance. It's wild because honestly, I feel like you guys in the combat sports world, boxing in particular, were and have been primarily the only sport to figure out sports and COVID.
How to figure it out.
And it's really difficult when you're looking at a team sport like football. You have 50-some guys on the team, plus coaches, and no bubble. That's a tall order, man.
I think that's the separation between boxing and NBA, who we saw do it just this past couple months, and then now football. With football, there's so many personnel, and you're not even talking about the guys on the team, the players. You even talking about, I mean, every other position has a handler. You know what I mean? So I just think the personnel is very large, and so you definitely have to take your hat off to the NFL as an organization in terms of trying to figure out how to move this season through COVID. And for guys like definitely myself, and I feel like both these guys, surely Carson, I needed football, man. I kind of can't live without the Browns, win, lose, or draw. And so I needed football, you know what I mean? So I was praying that the season was going to happen, and we're almost at the end, you know what I mean? So the best part about it is not too much going on in terms of the cases, and they've been able to handle it very well. And it's hard to do in combat sports when guys are that close to each other, you know what I mean?
Almost impossible. And honestly, it was almost impossible to play fantasy sports this year.
Yeah.
Because killed my fantasy squad. My fantasy squad, everybody came up pause. You either got COVID pause or you tore your ACL. You did not want to be on my fantasy squad this year. It didn't work out the right way. But back to the Express, one thing I want to say, thank you for that. That was a movie that in real life, it was like watching a live sporting event in the theater. When you have a movie come out, most actors will creep into a movie theater, with your hat down and in silence and just see how people actually respond. Mm-hmm. I would go to the movie theater, man, and it was like people were watching a live Browns game. Wow. People would go crazy at the Cotton Bowl scenes. They would go crazy during the football sequences. And as you got to learn about Ernie Davis and his sickness and how he ends up passing away, you could hear people sobbing, man. That movie really affected people. And it was the film debut of the late, great Chadwick Boseman.
Oh, yeah, that's
another something I'm really, really proud of. That's where I got to know Chad. And last time that I got to see him and pal around with him was actually at the first Fury Wilder fight.
Okay.
I have one more acting one before we move on to boxing and other stuff. So you get to voice. I feel like this is something of legend. You get to voice a Ninja Turtle, which is.
Hey, hold up. A lot of people don't know that he voices the Ninja Turtle, but
if 40-year-old me would get to do that, I'd be like, man, things worked out in the future.
Carson, hopefully I'm not stepping on you, but tell them how you like actually, because you told my dad the story about trying to get the voiceover work and how hard it is. Hey, tell that real quick.
And then I got a follow-up.
So, truth of the matter is, I had found some acting work on camera fairly quickly. I graduated in 2001. Also in 2001 was when I had auditioned for this thing called the Untitled Detroit Project that turned into 8 Mile. And I was in a movie called Sorority Boys, and boom, I was off. My career, was off and running. And thank God I've been blessed. I've been working ever since. What I could not crack, one nut that I could not crack for nothing was the voiceover realm. And I got to the point, I had so many auditions for voiceovers, and I couldn't catch a cold, man. I could not catch a job to save my life. I was apologizing to my agents. I was like, guys, I don't know what I'm doing wrong because I can do anything you want with my voice. I can be a cartoon. I can be an alien. I can be a monster. I can be an earnest kid, whatever. And it just wouldn't click. And for the longest time, I would say, honestly, about 1,000 auditions that I did before I finally got a break. And that break came in the form of the commercial that was for Xfinity Cable. There was a guy, Asian fella, he's watching the game. He goes outside and he's watching the game on his tablet. A mountain lion goes in his house and it cuts him up. And then he's on the stretcher. He's watching the game while they take him to the ambulance. That, I don't know if you guys remember. Anyways, I did one of the voices at the end of that commercial. And it was one of 3 guys. And the craziest part was I had gone to audition for a different gig. And the people said, you know what? Can you hang out? We just want you to do one more thing. And I was about to get a parking ticket. And everybody who lives in LA knows they will give you a parking ticket and they will tow you. And so I was like, man, all right, man, look, but I only got like 10 minutes, man. My thing about to expire, blah, blah, blah. I get the thing, they call me. It opened the floodgates. Suddenly, then when Ballers hit and this other stuff hit, Nickelodeon was calling. They kept running me back until they found something that fit. And I grew up singing the Ninja Turtles theme song on the bus on my way to school. So when I got the opportunity to hit the cowabunga, buddy, I was in. And now it's on. I did a voice on the Star Wars Legos holiday Christmas thing too, which has been great.
Hold on, Carson. Hey, you said that when you do the voiceover work, you never see the cartoon, right?
Oh, this is okay. Yeah, that's the hardest part. This is why I started to realize I couldn't get the most out of what they were looking for. You get a piece of paper and they're like, okay, here you go. You go in and you read the thing. And that's it. You have to imagine the entire thing. And when you're auditioning, oftentimes it's just you at the house. There's no director, there's no nothing. So you don't get any guidance. Hey. And that made it really difficult.
Hey, you said you was in your closet.
What? What? And honestly, all year during the pandemic, before they struck the deal, all of the unions struck the deal to go back to work, I was doing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle film. We just did a movie for Netflix. And I was all in my mom's closet with her fur coats and all kind of stuff because they got to make the sound right. And it's tight. If you guys could see us, we got a hood, just a blanket over the thing, and we in here like this. It's clothes all over the place. It's wild.
Please tell me that was a walk-in closet. You 6'6". Please tell me that was a walk-in closet.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. So my question is, your voice in Raphael, was that your Ninja Turtle growing up? Because everyone had their own favorite one.
He was, because he was always brutish,
Yeah.
And I always appreciated his aggression. And back then, I was always the kid that was bigger than everybody. So I had to learn early to control my aggression because of the physical size advantage that I had and the danger that poses. But this guy got to be a giant turtle and just smash and grab and, buck people up. So I loved him. He was a meathead, but I loved him.
Hey, people want to know what your favorite role of all time is.
Sam Train, Miracle St. Anna.
Yeah, that's
just Miracle St. Anna. The movie changed my life.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the one that kind of took you to another level.
It changed my life in a lot of ways. Physically, it changed my life. You know, I realized after the fact that I was dealing with some stuff, and I was dealing with it in terrible ways. Like my parents had gotten divorced when I was leaving to go to college, and I gained a bunch of weight, and I stopped playing sports. And it wasn't until I still played sports, but not at the competitive team level that I had been offered collegiately and so on and so forth. And it wasn't until Spike told me I got an audition while we were filming The Express. I got the audition for Miracle St. Anna. And I hit my agent and I said, yo, get me in the room with Spike. And I had met Spike Lee before. And this time I did the audition. He was like, big man is mobile. I like it. I got to tell you the truth. You're great for the role. Your weight got me nervous, baby. Gotta lose the weight. I was like, look, bet. Don't worry about it. I'll lose the weight. And I lost 60 pounds over 2 months.
Wow.
It was the movie. In that sense, the movie directly changed my life. It changed my quality of life by kind of kickstarting in my mind to get back on it.
Very good.
Then it availed me and exposed me to the worldwide audience because we shot the film in Italy, the Bahamas, New York, Louisiana. And after that, we had premieres in all of those places. That movie took me to the Middle East. It took me to Europe. I met the Italian president. I was it was crazy, man. I mean, I was the ambassador for the film. And with that, it opened my eyes to so many different opportunities. So that, I would say that's my favorite.
That's smooth. That's smooth right there. I like that. Old school. He wants to know who's your favorite fighter.
All time?
Yeah.
All time, I'm probably going with, honestly, somebody that I watched that was my favorite fighter was Marvin Hagler.
Yeah, I knew he was going to say Marvin.
Without question. Somebody whose tape that I watched that made me his favorite because I always aspired to get another project where I would have to lose weight and play him in a movie was Joe Louis.
Oh, wow.
But
see that?
As far as somebody I saw with my own eyes, I've never seen anybody like Marvin Hagler. He's an animal. I've never seen somebody who was always prepared to fight. Always. And however you want it, he's got it for you for 15. You want a slug? He can bang. You want technical work? He's got that. You want to switch southpaw? Hey, I'm there too. Whatever you want, Marvin Hagler is there for you. And the way that he walked away from the sport after he got cheated with Sugar Ray Leonard, I actually found admirable. Because he lost that fight in wanting to beat up Sugar Ray so bad. He made all those concessions, which then in turn actually hurt the sport of boxing. Mm-hmm. This is when they made the fights go from 15 to 12 rounds, which I don't think that in itself hurts the sport because it's better for people's health. But I don't think the fight should be even number of rounds. That's when Sugar Ray started all this A-side, B-side nonsense of trying to steal rounds with the first 10 seconds and the last 10 seconds of the round. The giant ring so that you can run and hide the whole fight and you don't actually have to fight. All that pity-pat nonsense. None of that. If you look before that fight, none of that really existed. And Marvin Hagler, man, just as a fighter, me watching and somebody who I was like, wow, this guy looks like a mean person.
You met him?
He's not. I never met him.
Oh, man.
I really want to meet him.
I've met him a couple of times, man. He's the guy.
Marvelous.
The first time I met him, I remember, I'm sure you've met somebody that you really admired and you were just like, I'm so glad he's exactly like.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best when they don't disappoint you.
Yeah. So I met him at a dinner. The dinner was like in an intermission at the Hall of Fame here in Nevada, Boxing Hall of Fame. I met him during that. And then when we had to go back to our seats to continue the show, man, I went down and sat down in my seat and I was staring off somewhere. I just was like, man, I met Marvin Hagler. Man, like, why am I still here? Like, it's time for me to.
It's over. I did it.
Hey, listen, real quick, man. Let's get into this boxing thing real quick, and then I want to get you out of here so we can get off of here. We've been on here for a minute, but what you think 21 is looking like for boxing? 2021.
I think it's looking up as long as there's more of the fights that are made that people want to see and less of the novelty trash.
Yeah.
Me personally, I don't want to see. I'm not going to pay for non-professionals to watch non-professionals fight. That's not what I'm interested in the sport for. And honestly, eventually somebody's going to end up getting hurt. One of these guys that's not a pro is going to end up getting hurt, and these sanctioning bodies are really going to have to answer. In 2021, I think we have the heavyweight clash set up that everybody wants to see between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. And the big boys, you know, that's the glamour division. You got big boys out there that can chunk them like those two. Man, that's box office. It's going to happen.
That's definitely box office. As soon as that happens, I got a feeling it's going to happen next year.
And they seem like they're really trying to make the deal in earnest, you know? Yeah. And I think now between the situation, 47 has been the most, your division, Shawn, has been the most exciting and competitive division for years. We now have all of the pieces there to have some great fights.
Yeah, great fights in multiple divisions. I mean, like, as long as, you know, this world gets better and start to improve, we're going to see some amazing matches next year. And I think we're going to see some amazing matches that shows the abilities and the talents that these fighters have. And of course, speaking on myself as well, but the talents, I think a lot of people to the naked eye, you just see guys punching each other, and whoever bleeds or whoever gets knocked down, the other guy won. But we're next year and in the years to come, these guys coming up behind myself and a lot of these other fighters, you're going to start to see like the intellectual part of boxing, the intelligent part of boxing. You really show up, you're going to see guys make some moves and do some things that you haven't really seen consistently. You see one guy do that kind of stuff. Now you're going to start to see guys do it against each other. You know, you're going to see the chess match that people have always spoke about it as far as boxing goes. You're going to see that a lot in 2021. Lord willing, this world gets a little bit better.
You mentioned matchups. So, Omar, you've been in two of the biggest rap movies. You were in 8 Mile. You were in Get Rich or Die Trying. Who you taking, M or 50?
In a fight?
Yeah, we'll go fight and music, but fight sounds more interesting.
I was like, what are we talking about?
50 wins the fight, right?
Man, them dudes like friends like Shawn and Crawford. You can't get them to fight each other. They're friends. It'll never happen, I guess. So, it all is a matter. It's objective. You know, it's subjective. It's subjective to your taste. I think that Eminem, I know he was the first superstar that I've been around where it's like superstar in the vein that you think of like when you were a child, like how Michael Jackson used to make people faint. Like that kind of stuff. Yeah. I've seen people totally and completely lose it just seeing Marshall.
Mackay Pfeiffer.
Mackay was the first dude that was on like that I knew personally, that I met and that I hung out with. I learned more valuable information from Mackay Pfeiffer than any other person in the entertainment business when I was getting going. He laid me up with game. And he's the best. Man, you should have him on, Shawn. Matter of fact, I'll plug you up. Kai P is the best. He's a great guy. And he loves combat sports.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, man, Omar is great. He hooking you up and everything. This guy.
That's my man. Shawn, man. I like the Porter way. I like the whole family.
Hey, some people were wondering how you lost the 60 pounds. But feel free to plug them on game, too.
There was no tricks and no secrets. It was diet and exercise. I lifted weights. I was on a regimen where I was lifting weights about 3 to 4 times a week. And I did a lot of incline walking and completely eliminated sugar. And so basically I was just on water and a lot of very light foods. So a lot of protein, a lot of egg whites, a lot of broccoli, chicken breast, apples, almonds, and grilled whitefish. It was a very simple diet, but it took an extreme amount of discipline to summons up to stay the course. And once I got the ball rolling, that weight started to just fall off. It just started to peel off. The hard part was staying the course before you started to see the pounds drop off.
Yeah.
I was under a time constraint, which for somebody like me actually works the best. I do well with deadlines. Okay. So I was under a time constraint, and literally every 7 days, I had to go weigh in. There was an office that I had to go to and weigh in, and they would report and call Spike Lee on the video chat to make sure that I wasn't messing around, because the production hinged upon me going from 360 pounds to 285, 290 pounds.
Wow.
Hey, I would have told them do the right thing and lie about my weight.
Unfortunately, the camera don't lie. And you can't trick it.
Hey, you know they say we age like wine out here, man. What you think you can get down? What role you can play? You can play a 25-year-old?
Oh, no question. Again, that's all about the weight.
Hair off.
I got all this water in my face right now. I got some chub and some water in my face. If I'd lost another 15 pounds, I'd get down to 25, 30 years old.
Yeah, I saw it go like this. I was like, yeah, that is water right there. If you just pull it out, you pull it. Well, I'm looking at him like,
You trying to smush it.
You would know. I'm telling you. Once you do it.
I was drinking water today.
You know what's interesting though on the real, and obviously the more larger glamorous projects you hear about it, like when your man lost all of Joaquin Phoenix lost all that weight for the Joker, or when Daniel Day-Lewis transforms his body, or like Christian Bale, and
was that one part,
yeah. So you hear it. I just heard that Viola Davis gained a bunch of weight for this Ma Rainey's Black Bottom and then lost it for her next action film. Wow. You only hear about it there, but there's a lot of pro moves that you use. For example, the character that I'm playing right now on the Unicorn is supposed to look a certain way. He's supposed to be a somewhat worn down 40-something dad of 4 that is Joe every day. So for me, one of the things that I do when we're filming is I'll put on 10 to 15 pounds and wear my hair out. Mm-hmm. So then once we wrap, for you guys will see, once we wrap at the end of January, we're just on a break right now, but once we actually wrap at the end of January, I'll take that weight off and I walk around, babyface. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of small little tricks of the trade that you have to learn, to make this thing happen on the highest levels.
Yo, man, we gonna get up out of here, man. We've been on here since 4:00 this afternoon.
Wow. Marathon session.
I said we gonna try to close at 6. I knew this was gonna happen. I knew we was gonna have a lot of fun, have some great guests, and go over. We had Bernard Hopkins on. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, also the alien.
Big E. And then we had you on too as well. So we wanted to bless the world, man, and bring in 2021 the best way that we could. Of course, we're still a few days away, but with this being the last show of the year for us, I said, you know what, let's do something a little different. Let's go live. Let's make it hot, and let's have some guests on. So, man, we appreciate you for coming on today. And
salute, fellas.
Appreciate it, man.
Thanks for having me, Shawn. I'm a believer in the Porter way. I can't wait to see you back in the ring.
Yeah, man. I'll be back.
Hey. And I want to tell everybody, since I got the floor real quick, I know we're getting off. Hey, man, y'all show Shawn love, because you can see a marked improvement from the beginning when you first started doing the announcing of the fights to where you are now.
Yeah.
And you really deserve your rewards and your continued contract and all that with that, man. You progressed, and that's awesome to see people get better.
It was cool to see you come up behind me over there at NBC. That was tight. I didn't know you was right down the street. They're going to continue me next year. Also, of course, with Fox. I love this, and this is what I want to do to kind of help change the world in the way that I feel, inspiration, motivation, positivity, all that kind of stuff. And of course, man, just keep doing this boxing thing as long as I can. So, of course, we love having you on, and I'm glad to hear you say that I've improved. The guy right there in the middle with the black hat on, that's Carson A. Merk, the one looking back like his wife.
I don't know if I was in the middle or not. The way the tiles are set.
I was like,
I was trying to figure out too, because we're in a 4 square.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Well, the white guy. I'm gonna just go ahead. The white dude.
It's accurate.
He and my dad, I think they do the most of trying to keep me up and help me improve and point out what I need to do. So, definitely
good job, man. Keep letting your light shine.
Yeah, gotta credit him as well. But hey, man, we'll have you back.
Sean, hold on before you get out of here.
Yeah.
You know how you and Sean both was talking about how you was hyped when you meet somebody just like you. Hey, man, I'm hyped to meet you now. Now I'm the number 1 fan. You need a club? I'll start it. What, you need a fan club? Like how we do? We do Omar the Greats.
I appreciate that.
Hey, the football thing, man, you got me, because I was like, don't look like he played football, man. I'm like, I know how to play football. I just never organized football. The way that we grew up playing everything. The people, my brothers and I, everybody can do everything
fundamentally sound. It just, football didn't grab me like that. And I tell you the last little quick thing about that. That's because I was a baseball player and I had a hose. I was a pitcher. I could throw a football 70.
I thought you meant you had girls.
Yeah, I did too. I did too. I was like, yeah.
I wasn't judging.
I was like, you saying that right now?
In different area codes.
You jerk. And so I, in that sense, I could throw a football and I had a strong arm, jerk, in the more fundamental sense. But all they wanted me to play was on the offensive line. And back then I was fast. So I was even willing to compromise and be a tight end. But they weren't having it. Yeah. At that time when I was a kid, guys my size only played the line.
It wasn't going on like
Yeah. It was really interesting. So that's why I shied away. And that's why I went to the baseball field where they let you get busy.
You have to do like I did. I came in from Louisiana, went to an all-white school, said, I'm the only black person on this team. I'm playing running back.
Man. Gawa black power.
Omar the Great, boss.
All right, now. See y'all later.
All right, man.
Don't tell me you didn't enjoy what you saw, because I know you did. What you need to do now, hit that subscribe button, hit the like, hit that notification button. Check us out every week, every Tuesday, something new for you right here on the Porter Way Podcast.